If Leader McConnell presses forward, the Republican majority will have stolen 2 Supreme Court seats, 4 years apart, using completely contradictory rationales. McConnell has basically decided the rules don't apply to Republicans, even their own rules. It's just brute political force.
Reaction to Senator Mitt Romney's decision to support a vote on Trump's Supreme Court pick, all but guaranteeing an election year confirmation. Democrats had held out hope that enough Republicans might come over and block the nomination until after the November 3rd election. But the president is now arguing a full bench is needed to combat the unsubstantiated claims he has made of voter fraud.
We need 9 justices. You need that. With the unsolicited millions of ballots that they're sending, it's a scam, it's a hoax. Everybody knows that. And the Democrats know it better than anybody else. So you're going to need 9 justices up there.
Back with us tonight, James Carville, veteran Democratic strategist who rose to national fame with the Clinton presidential campaign, currently co-host of the 2020 Politics War Room podcast. James, that's a pretty neat trick. The president is gaslighting out in advance voter fraud that he is promoting, ergo the need for 9 justices on the court, which doesn't exist in law. The court has functioned just fine with 8 during times of a death or recusal. Be that as it may, if Trump fills this seat before the election, in your view, how does that change the dynamic of the election?
If this election is remotely close, they will steal it, and the Supreme Court will love it. But let's not forget, this century started with them stealing the race in Florida. They stopped an ongoing vote count and gave the election to Bush. Since then, they've gotten away with everything they want to. The only protection that Democrats have is they have to win by such a margin that makes it impossible for them to overturn the election. But believe you me, they have every intention, if this race is anywhere remotely close, of overturning the result. I don't have any doubt about that. He understands that, because if he loses his election, he knows what's going to happen to him. He's going to the penitentiary. And he's put loyalists on the courts, and they will do what they did in 2000, and they'll get away with it, just like they got away with it in 2000. They don't need 6 votes; they can do it with 5, and they'll do it in a New York second. I don't have any doubt about that. People tend to forget history. You know, I'm old, but 20 years ago wasn't that long ago.
James, will it change a single vote?
I don't know, because you can only get 12 ounces of water in a 12-ounce glass. I can't imagine that Democrats can be any more stoked than they are. I think if they stay at these levels of engagement, and I see what I'm seeing, I think there is a significant chance that we could have an election that is unstealable. And that's got to be our goal here, because if we win this thing by 3 points or 3.2 points, they'll take it away from you. And they'll do it without a doubt, without a heartbeat. They're ice cold about this. I mean, if you look at the way that they exercise power, they don't care. I mean, they're serving their corporate interests, and they'll continue to do that, and they'll do it as long as they have power in any place in the government. If it's in the courts, they'll exercise it there. If it's in the Senate, they'll exercise it there. Until Democrats and people in the United States understand that, this will continue. I hope that it ends on November the 3rd, but we'll have to wait and see.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.